It's me Karthik. Hope you guys are doing really good. So in today's tutorial we are going to talk about constructors in Java. This is a common area of asking lot of interview questions, especially to the freshers, like how the constructors been invoked. Can we overload a constructor? What is a return type of constructors? When constructor is invoked? What is the purpose of creating constructors? So all these questions can come up and we are going to cover all of them. So what I would like you guys to do is watch it till the end and practice. Okay, so let's say like I have a class called school and it is having some properties of the school are like government ID of the school, school name, school address, number of students, like that. Okay, so I'll show you the class here. This is my class and I wanted to initialize the values for the class members, that is the ID, name, address and students. Okay, I wanted to initialize it. How can I initialize? With the help of constructor. So to initialize to initialize initialize class members, okay, we will use constructors. Okay, we'll use the constructors. This is the purpose. Okay, and how to create a constructor is, if you are using the IDs, you can simply use to generate it. Simply go to the generate option here and the constructor, you can generate this, or else you can write your own as well. I would suggest you to write your own when you don't know. Once you got used to it, I would suggest you to use the feature provided by IDE. Okay, so something like this. Here this is called a zero parameterized constructor. Okay, so the constructor can have zero parameterized as well. Here this is a zero parameterized constructor. In this case all the class members are initialized to null, right? Class members are initialized to null here. Okay, some basic value, that is a most of it is a null being initialized. Okay, then you can have the parameterized constructor as well, like school and let's say integer school ID. Okay, this is a single parameterized constructor. What we need to do is our school ID should be assigned to this one. Okay, so this dot school ID is equal to the one presented in my parameters. This is a single parameterized constructor. Likewise you can create for all of them as well. I am going to show you how I can generate with the help of IDE. Okay, here, and you can select none. Okay, already been there. Right click, generate constructor, and you can select all of them and click on OK. Now you could see the all parameterized constructor being invoked automatically. This is good. Okay, this is good. And sorry, all parameter constructor being created. Okay, when the constructor is invoked is when I give the object. Okay, when I create a object like this. Okay, I'm creating a object here. Okay, so when I'm creating a object new, with the help of new keyword I'm creating a object, what happens is it will go and it will check for that particular type. And here I am creating this one, right? So it will go and it will check for that particular type and it will call it. So when I am creating a object of the class, corresponding constructor being invoked. Okay, okay, this is where it is being invoked. Okay, and one more thing you need to observe here is like I am, let's say I'm taking public here. Okay, here all the constructors are the same name of the class. That is a one condition. And the different parameters being there inside the same class, that means this is a concept of overloading, because the same method name with the different parameters is a concept of overloading, right? So overloading a constructor is actually possible. Okay, this is an interesting and important point to remember. Okay, so this is about the constructor, guys. Okay, and most of the times, even if you don't generate as well, if you create here, it is the responsibility of JVM or the compiler to keep the constructor. Even if you don't generate it, by default it will generate a zero parameterized constructor. There's a one way. Other thing I would like to say is like when you are creating a constructor like this is actually a lot of code. Okay, so when you are doing in your project, it becomes a huge code for maintenance. I would suggest not to use like this if you have the lombok in your project. If not, try to add the lombok. Okay, so simply search here. This is a project lombok, right? So this lombok will itself will give you that constructors. Okay, on this we are going to make a separate topic, separate video as well. Okay, so this is about the constructors. I would like to explain one more time in short. Like, I would like to initialize the class members, that is why I will use constructor. Constructor can be zero parameterized or the parameterized. Okay, and when this been invoked, when I give the new here, okay, when I create a object of that particular class, corresponding constructor being invoked, and the constructor will not have any return type, even void also won't be there, and the constructor name should be same as the class name. Okay, the constructor name should be same as the class name, and here like this. Okay, and also it doesn't have any return type, and you can overload a constructor because we are passing a different parameters to the same method. That is why you can overload the constructors. So this is the small introduction about the constructor, guys. Hope this is useful for you guys. Thank you so much.